Alright y'all, starting at 7 volts with the 7 round liner. And this is the standard gauge, it's not the bug pin. 7 round liner. And of course we about to knock this name out with our black first. We're going straight in with the black. Oh, they don't freeze it. Oh Lord. I froze. Alright y'all, starting out 7 volts with the 7 round liner, 12 gauge standard needle. Going in full black with our name. We're gonna knock that out first, and we're gonna move our way up. You know, I always recommend starting at the bottom, moving to the top. So you start at the bottom on this name, then we're gonna be moving on up. And also, since we're gonna be putting on color in the shirt, I'm gonna make sure I do a nice amount of the the face, like the chin to like the mouth, and then I'm gonna add the red because you don't want them tones to mix in with our colors. So that's why I do it like that. Well, y'all stay tuned, stay tuned. Alright y'all, we got the name done. The 7 round liner. Always double check over it. We're gonna be using the 15 curve Magnum, 15 curve. Yeah, so the FK Iron Zion that I'm using, 3.2 stroke for my shade. The Ninja that I did the lines with, that's a 4 stroke. So the 4 stroke is more for like lines, like hard, solid coloring. Versus the 3.2, good soft shades. Cause you see we doing a portrait, so it'll be definitely good for like the soft shades in the face. I don't never use no 4-point stroke in the face or nothing. That'd be super solid. But see, like at the bottom, this is what a shirt meet at. I'm not gonna fill it in too much. I'm gonna just make sure I structure it out, cause the shirt gonna be red. I'm gonna put like not a solid line, but a solid shade right there. We're gonna give it a skin break in between to kind of show a little glare on the tie. If we're doing the tie black because we're doing the shirt red, we're gonna have that so it's mostly red. We're going around the name as well. And remember this 6.5 volts with 3.2 ohm stroke. And that's one thing I always recommend right there. Like wipe up, that's why I recommend people start at the bottom. You just dab or you wipe down away from your stencil, because you sure don't want to wipe that away. I saw somebody the other day, like they wipe like half of the tattoo away, and I'm like, damn, on a portrait, oh, that's tough. But that's the reason why you don't go wiping all over. Try to start at the bottom, move across, and don't be all uphill. And then gonna wipe all that away. So yep, be strategic what you're trying to do. Alright y'all, just letting everybody know why I'm hitting the dark shade behind the shoulders, because as it go in the background, I wanted to darken up and also get a little bit lighter as it gets towards the trees. So the tree is gonna be real soft, as if the sun is shining in. So as it's getting close, you got a shadow behind his back. If you ever look at something, how the light hits something and how the shadows is casted, it'll definitely kind of give you the understanding of why, like, you know, things is done the way it is. So that's how I tell everybody, from foreground, middle ground, background, kind of. The thing in the front is gonna be the most brightest if the light is shining, versus the background is gonna cast the shadow and more of a shadow toward the back. Or if you ever took pictures in the camera, you know, you ever seen the aperture, I think it tend to fade out in the background, because the iris not all the way open versus everything sharp. Take y'all into the picture room of thing. But yep, hope y'all understand. If y'all don't, just let me know. If you have any questions, I got you. I tell everybody, for the same way of packing black, small little circles, just keep saturating it. That's why I say you don't apply too much pressure, because you gotta hit a couple of layers to really get it fully saturated. I moved on the 4 stroke. I moved on to my, if I would have used the 3.2, it would have been a lot softer. You could get it solid, but this 4 stroke now, like, you got the basics though on, Matt. What stroke you say? So switching over to the 5 curve mag just for some detail, like on that little beach part, land and rock back there, just to give it a little background. The trees, I'm tripping, I'll put that in the Ambition Ninja. It's supposed to be in the FK Iron's eye. And we're gonna go with our medium stroke. We're gonna leave that light the lid on the side. So with a collar at, we're gonna definitely go a little to stand it apart from the actual collar. And one thing that I look at, like the person picture, their skin tone versus the person I'm tattooing on. So her dad portrait was darker than her, so he's definitely gonna have some deeper shadows to stand out, but some big skin breaks as well. And always remember, like, the light tone is basically the color of the person's skin tone that you're gonna be using. That's where the skin break's gonna be at. Cause you can't go no really lighter than their skin. When you put white on, like I said, you don't depend on white. You only use white to accent the tattoo, because sometimes everybody's skin don't hold white well. Like I said, you can also do that. Remember the pat. You can pat down, don't wipe too much. That cause more pain, and it's also easy to wipe off your stencil if you're constantly doing all that wiping. Like the person that I said wiped off their stencil, every little stroke that they was making, basically, they was wiping at least 4 times. I was like, why? They could just tap right here and they go to woof, woof, woof. I'm like, no. No, you want to be intentional where you hitting that, or you wiping that. You know, everybody don't know better. That's why you just look up different stuff and figure it out. Or it's trial and error. If you notice something wiping away, you gotta stop doing it that way. One of the things I learned when I used to tattoo from left to right, I'm right-handed, so I used to wipe away all my names going that way. So now I just that, boom, bottom up, bottom up, bottom up. I don't never start from this side and try to wipe away. So that's how I wound up picking up this way of tattooing though, because wiping the stencil away, I had to go through that. I'm still recording. For the last year, I think I've been using this on pre-made set. But like starting out, when I first started doing portraits, it was my own tones. But yeah, I said I got onto the pre-made set once I found out about David Vega and his set. I was like, I'm gonna just try his set out since it was a portrait set. But you can always make your own sets too. I just wanted to try it out. Once I'm out of this one, I'm not sure if I'm gonna continue on using it. It's still good, but I don't know. I guess for more consistency, I ain't really see too much in the chain of the healing tattoo. But like my skill wise, I've been getting better with portraits for sure. I don't think it's because of the ink, of course. And once I get a little past the mouth, I'm gonna come back, hit the red in here, hit the red on that collar. Alright, restructuring the teeth out. We got the 5 curve mag. I'm just structuring it out, light tone. Anything possible. Don't think it ain't possible, so you start tatting, you know. This situation may get way better. Eyes get way better. So like the light tone, we're gonna kind of slowly fade it into the lip. Start pulling it down. So you can see the teeth kind of on top of the lip. Now we're gonna give that little rolling edge right here. Soften it up. And this is one of the toughest spots, like the teeth, because I know people easily make lines to separate each tooth. But no, you really want like a light shade. I think that was Ralph. Yeah, Ralph was the first person I seen to the kid with them little light shades in between. You don't want nothing hard in between the teeth at all. It's supposed to be white, so they don't really got nothing hard. The only way it's gonna be hard at is by the gold tooth, which is gonna be like about right here. So there'll be a hard edge on that. Not a hard edge, but it'll be a little bit darker than the actual space in between all the other teeth. Alright, this is what I go to that. We're gonna definitely add a little harder edge, not too dark. You want that one to stand out. All the other ones is like extra light. This is just our light tone, so it's not no medium tone that we're using. You're gonna have like a little slight shade inside just to show that it's not exactly the same as the rest. pretty much enough right there. I'm gonna go no darker than that. Yours is gonna be light. Alright, y'all, moving on to the nose. Put some of the shades in there. We ain't gonna fill it up too much. You definitely want to leave that bright highlight in the front of the nose where it's always shining. You don't want like that dark to kind of tie in. You still want that skin break to get the nose to pop out. That's why I ain't going all the way to that edge. But I go to the edge right here because you got light right there. I'm gonna go all the way to the edge right here. The light in the back. I might decide to make it like two-dimensional, still give it some shadow. Like from the branch, have it a little darker, and the inside of the tree may have it a little darker. Most part is gonna be light though, it's where it still sits in the background.
Have you seen the roots of
The iris, my bad. Put black around the outside of the iris, and then I go in because people like that got brown eyes or whatever color blue. As far as gray shade, it's gonna be like a light tone inside the eye. So I never put the whole thing black. We wanted to look realistic as possible, so I'm trying to go all realistic features as well. Because on the outside of everybody's iris, you got like the darker tone, and then in the inside, they got the lighter tone. Perfect timing, we almost there. Alright, stop recording that. Nope. Yeah, we don't want the hard white, so we're gonna kind of brush across it like a whip shading almost. And then on the lip, I'm gonna show you the difference between that and like kind of slowly making smaller whip shades. And if you want it brighter in certain spots, I just a dab in that certain spot, and you'll see the difference between the two. Right here at the bottom, make sure I add a little stippling method right there. Let the separation stand out. I ain't done with the white yet, got a little more white to go. Yep, a little more white to go. We still ain't going to eyes yet. Or on the beard. I always make the brightest part the inside the pupils though, and the actual iris itself, or the eyeball itself.
Never switch on the homies in the day ones. They didn't wanna open doors, so we made some. Take a bow on these haters like I'm Trey Young. That direct deposit hitting like a bass drum. Incoming, coming, coming, coming. Keep it incoming, coming, coming, coming. Keep it incoming. Switch on the niggas that I came up with. No new friends with the same old clique. Couple old homies went and stabbed me in the back, but it's no love lost. I'll probably bless them with some stacks. That direct deposit lovely. Went from shaking Kool-Aid packets to popping bubbly. Went from asking women for hugs and now they hugging me. Ain't life lovely? Do it so good, make a hater wanna fuck with me. Never switch on the homies in the day ones. They didn't wanna open doors, so we made some. Take a bow on these haters like I'm Trey Young. That direct deposit hitting like a bass drum. Incoming, coming, coming, coming. Keep it incoming, coming, coming, coming. Keep it incoming. Gucci bucket hats and Louis Vuitton wallets. My hand been itching, I call it the Palm Pilot. Landed on some acres, I probably should start buying, but I keep spending money on jewelry and fine dining. God just blessed me with a rollie, I call it divine timing. Came up out the Honda, the Tessie is self-driving. Still in first class, I got goals to fly private. Sweden every winter, I'm racking up sky mileage. Never switch on the homies in the day ones. They didn't wanna open doors, so we made some. Take a bow on these haters like I'm Trey Young. That direct deposit hitting like a bass drum. Incoming,